to talk about matter in science. I know that Mrs. Voss introduced that to us last week, and we're going to continue to talk about that. And one thing that I want you to remember is that everything has matter. Now let's read in our book here about matter. It says, what is matter? Matter is what makes up all things. Water is made of matter. You are made of matter too. Matter is made up of tiny parts that are too small to be seen. And we call those tiny parts, we call them particles or we call them atoms. And sometimes matter is just teeny tiny little parts. Matter is all around you. It can have different shapes or no shape of its own. Some matter is big. Other matter is small. You can use a hand lens to see matter that is small. A hand lens or a magnifying glass. You can see matter that is small. So all these things on this page are made up of matter. So what are some properties of matter? That's a big word, properties. Let's find out, what does that mean? Matter has different properties. How something feels, looks, smells, or tastes, those are properties. Color, size, and shape are some more properties. Matter takes up space. Some matter takes up a lot of space. Some only takes up a little. Mass is another property of matter. Mass is how much matter is in an object. Heavier things have more mass than lighter things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about how matter has mass. And mass just means how heavy is it. So all matter has mass. Some mass is heavier, some is a little bit lighter. Before we do that though, I want to remember the three different forms of matter. Mrs. Voss told us last week that matter can be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Now, a solid would be maybe a toy or a pumpkin. A liquid could be milk or water. And a gas could be steam coming from a pot. And all of those things are matter. Now, what we want to talk about today is how matter has mass. And there's something I want you to do with me. So look in your packet for a paper just like this. Get your paper and a pencil and come right back so we can work on this together. We're going to do a science experiment with our paper here, and we're going to see how much mass each one of these objects has. Now, if you were here at school, we would do this together and we would let you count out the Unifix cubes, but I'm going to do it today since I'm here. And we're going to see how heavy these objects are. The first object, number one, is a ping pong ball. So let me show you what a ping pong ball looks like. This is a ping pong ball. How many of these cubes, these Unifix cubes, do you think would equal the ping pong? Think about it in your mind. How many of these cubes weigh the same amount as this ping pong ball? Think about the number in your mind. Do you think 1? Do you think they're equal? Do you think 10? 100? Let's find out. So here's a ping pong ball. And this will have to be even again, and then we know that they weigh the same. So let's start with 1. Oh, that looks like it's even. So did you guess 1? Did you guess 10? I don't know. Remember, that's called a hypothesis. And there's nothing wrong with a hypothesis. It's just a guess. So if you didn't guess 1, that's okay. But now I want you to write 1 on the line because it was 1 cube. That's how heavy it was. 1 cube. Next, we're going to try a golf ball. here's a golf ball. It kind of looks like the ping pong ball, but it does feel a little bit heavier. So I'm going to put that in first. Now you think in your mind, how many cubes heavy will that golf ball be? Let's see. You can count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh boy, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I think 18 cubes. Did you guess 18? So go ahead and write 18 next to the golf ball, 18 cubes. And even though the golf ball and the ping pong ball were about the same size, their mass was different. One was heavier than the other. Now let's try a marble. How many cubes will it take to equal a marble? What do you think? All right, keep that number in your brain. All right, here's my marble. Let's see how many cubes it will equal. 1, not 1, 2. Ooh, it looks like 2 cubes. So go ahead and write 2 on the line. Even though the marble was a lot smaller than the ping pong ball, it still had more mass. It still weighed more, didn't it? It did. Next, we're going to try a small dice. How many cubes heavy will that small dice be? What's the mass? 1, 2. Oh, it looks like it's the same as the marble. It was 2. So go ahead and write 2 cubes. 2 cubes. Now I also have a big dice. So here's the small, here's the big. Do you think there's going to be 2 cubes like the small one? It looks like twice the size. So if we doubled it, 2 plus 2, do you think it's 4? I don't know. Let's find out. So put the guess in your mind again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's more than double. 5, 6. I think it's 6 cubes. So write 6 on the line. Next I have a pencil. The pencil's long, but it doesn't weigh a whole lot. So let's find out how many cubes the pencil is. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Looks like it's only 2 cubes. I thought it would be more. What did you think? Well, you have to write 2 on the line because the mass was 2 cubes. Number 7's a marker. So shorter than a pencil, but fatter. How many cubes do you think the marker is going to be? Let's find out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 might be too many. Let's see when it stops. Oh, I think it's 5. So go ahead and write 5 on the line. Next is the toy car. And It's not as heavy as you think it might be, but is it as heavy as a golf ball? Doesn't feel like it, but it could be. So guess how many cubes do you think that would be? What's the mass? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6 cubes. In my mind, I thought maybe it'd be more, but it's only 6. We have 2 more things that we'd like to weigh. The next one is the shell. Here's the shell. And it feels a little bit heavier than the car, so that means it would have more mass. It would weigh more cubes. So let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh boy, we have to do more, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, oh, even more, 19, I think it's 19 cubes. That's our heaviest item so far. It has the most mass. Oh, but we have the scissors left. Let's try the scissors. What was your guess? Is it going to be heavier than the shell? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 cubes. So it's a lot less than what the shell weighed. Good job. I hope you had fun filling out your paper with me. And you can go around your house and you can compare different things and how they weigh. If you have a scale or just by holding them, you can sometimes tell which one feels heavier, especially with the ping pong ball and the golf ball. You can feel which is heavier and which is lighter.